Okay, going live.
I saved this to bring with me because I think it's really.
You both look extremely rested.
Oh, I feel so much
You do.
better.
You both look extremely rested.
Making me feel good about myself.
You do, man. You look good. You both look like you've got some good rest.
We did.
Good.
We threw a really big graduation party for Julia. It was more like a wedding, Chris said.
It was.
It
Totally
turned
like a
out
wedding.
it was so beautiful, so perfect.
I got a watermelon and a $20 bill on my desk. Said, good luck.
Oh my God! I got a watermelon.
At least you got a watermelon.
Yeah.
20 bucks on a watermelon. Good luck.
I love it. Watermelon. Oh my God, that's hilarious.
That was for him. That was a big deal.
$20. I love it.
Here we go, guys.
Any of the information here on the program. These are the people, the movers and the shakers, the businesses, the people you know in your community who make Pittsburgh work.
I know everyone in this room would like to wish fathers everywhere a happy Dad's Day weekend, but Lauren Klein is here, Chris Klein is here. It is the Pittsburgh property diva, Coldwell banker, $100 million in sales. She had an incredible month of May. She is steamrolling into June, but she wants to wish her daughter a happy birthday, her son a happy birthday, graduation parties, and, well, folks, we're going to get to real estate if we can have any time left after everything that she wants to talk about to begin her program. Ladies and gentlemen, Lauren Klein. Good morning.
Good morning. I'm so glad to be here like I always am after a little breather, recovering from all of May. Lots of closings. My daughter graduated high school. She left for Paris. Today's her 18th birthday. Tomorrow's Father's Day, so happy Father's Day, all you dads out there. My son, my oldest son, happy birthday. He's going to be 25 tomorrow. So lots of good stuff going on in the real estate market. Is still excellent in Pittsburgh.
You had a great May, didn't you?
I had a great May, yeah. A lot of closings. It was very busy. Put up some really nice listings. I have some new ones to put up next week. But it's been a really busy spring here in Pittsburgh. A lot of relocation clients, people moving up, moving, downsizing, and buying their first house. All super exciting stuff. And today I saved this report that I got from Remodel Publication to kind of share with everybody cost versus value report on what you can do to your house to improve it and what you'll recoup on the end when you go to sell it. So if you're looking for some projects to do to get your house ready for after Labor Day, because that's when the market will pick up again, because people will want to move before the holidays, before the end of the year, and get settled in their new house. So I thought I would talk about how you can make improvements to your house and get the biggest return on those improvements in 2018. And we'll talk about that later in the show. And I always encourage people to call in. Ask me any questions you have about getting your house ready for the market, or if you're a buyer and you have questions, just how to navigate that whole scary buying a house avenue. And
but as I've said many times, next thing you know, it's 10 years and you're halfway home on your mortgage. I mean, it goes quick.
It does go quick, and most people aren't even in their first mortgage for 10 years or 30 years. People like to move around now and start over and hit the restart button, and buy a new house is always a good way to hit the restart button.
What were of the multiple houses that you sold, and you gave me a number, and I think that's pretty incredible, and you don't need me to brag on you. I mean, your resume speaks for itself, but what was the main reason why most people said this was the year? Was there a common denominator amongst the people that bought it for a number of different reasons?
I think it was a number of different reasons. I had some people move in from out of state for job opportunities here in Pittsburgh. I had people move from one side of a town to the other side of the town. They were ready to move up, get a bigger house. They had babies and they wanted something bigger with a bigger yard in a different neighborhood. And then I had a handful of people downsize buy their patio home or move into a condo. People move all the time for all different reasons, and that's why the market is sometimes a little unpredictable. But our spring here in Pittsburgh, I feel like it's still almost going on. It's still that busy, and the energy is still there, which is awesome. People are still excited.
Lots of energy, huh?
Yeah.
In the market. You know, and I think a lot of it has to do with the economy. It's just doing so well right now. People feel relaxed enough to, you know, sign on the dotted line.
Yes, and they realize that real estate is a great investment. And if you've been a renter for a really long time and you're tired of throwing your money away on rent, Rob, I saw you put your head down.
No, I'll be honest with you though, but when it's working for me now, and I'm fortunate to have a great landlord, but I will say this, there's something to be said about equity because I have had both.
Right.
And I've had that other home paid off, and I got to tell you, there's nothing like the satisfaction that comes by saying there's no more bank statements coming anymore.
Right. And even if you only stay in that house, you still have equity. You're going to walk away with money in your pocket as opposed to renting. And renting does work for a lot of people for a lot of different reasons. But if you're to the point where you say, okay, I don't want to rent anymore. I want to own something. I want to do what I want to it. Now's the time.
Yeah, it is now the time. Listen, now's the time for you to call in to get any kind of free real estate advice from one of the best. All you have to do is pick up the phone at 866-391-1020. You can reach us, Dollar Bank Instant Access. You can text us on the Right Automotive line, the best deal in town. So again, you've been renting a long time. Now it's time that you want to buy. We'd like to hear from you. Rent, option to buy, all of the things, getting a piece of land, building something, but more importantly, choosing the right real estate. More on this cost versus value that she wants to talk about. PittsburghPropertyDiva.com, 412-628-8286. She's Lauren Klein. I'm Rob Pratt. This is KDKA Radio. Your calls and more next. Good morning.
Yeah, we don't melt.
We haven't been to a baseball game yet this year. I like to go sit and watch baseball.
You know why? Because your mind.
Because I can just sit there.
Right.
Eat popcorn.
Yeah, I went to the ballpark every day for years. I did a show there for 10 years every Sunday.
Did you really?
Oh yeah, Pirate Sunday, every Sunday. I love that ballpark, but I don't really have any desire to. I like listening on the radio or on my way home. And now I've had this thing in my house the last 2 days where half the electricity's going off.
Oh.
But it has to be the air conditioning in my one TV.
Right.
It's like, so I just go like this, do what you're going to do.
Yeah.
Do what you're
And I told
Not your alarm
talked to
clock.
my landlord, and he's great. He said, well, this Duquesne Light phase thing, it could be. I've never heard of that in my
I
life.
never heard of that.
But who knows? They've been doing some, I don't know. I'll give it a couple more days. And it always happens right at that poignant moment of the movie, just boom.
No
everything
doubt.
goes. But thank God for the smartphone.
Is that how you set your alarm?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's reliable.
Because I'll tell you, it's so tough when you go to bed at like midnight and got to get up at 1:45.
That's a nap.
See, that's what was great about having a family. You've heard of them, haven't you? But when they would like, somebody had your backup, you know what I mean? But when you're in the basement and it's tuned by yourself,
Yeah.
you know, if that thing don't go off, you're not getting up.
No, you're not getting up.
spelled GETQUIP.com/Larry.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack.
Okay, those best of shows sounded pretty good.
The smartest way to
The ones you did on tape, they were not bad.
Oh, good.
Did we do them every week?
It's powerful technology.
You could do that, but that's expensive.
No, I mean, I didn't listen to the radio. The 1 week we were on.
I don't know. Whatever you want,
did
since you
one.
weren't here, there was something. You know what I mean? But it sounded great.
Yeah. I wonder if they ran them, because they didn't charge us. I know that.
Oh, well, yeah, that's probably what they did.
Did you do an 8 o'clock hour the last couple weeks?
No.
So they were running something.
Yeah.
If they weren't running us, they were running somebody else.
No, it was your show's tape. So if they didn't charge you, that's pretty nice.
They didn't. No.
Good.
That's really nice.
No. Yeah, Rick. I mean, I told him. Actually, we just never even discussed it.
Good. Well, that's nice. That's the way business should be.
I agree.
On the voice of Pittsburgh.
I agree.
He likes that deal. All right, we're back, ladies and gentlemen. So cost versus value. Break that down, Pittsburgh Property Diva.
I got this report in the mail, I don't know, back in May, and I thought this is really interesting.
For those of you watching this stream live on her Facebook, this is a huge report.
It is.
And I don't
really,
mean
it's
lengthy,
like
I mean big.
Well, it's like poster size. And it's from this publication called Remodeling. And what they did was a cost versus value report.
Right.
So that you can see the national cost versus the value averages and see what the return is when you make these improvements to your house.
Right.
So if you say, oh, I have a whole laundry list of stuff to do to get my house ready to sell it, and I want to know where I'm going to get my biggest return, well, I'm going to tell you. And this is going to sound really weird. And I was surprised when I saw this too. But you get a 98.3% return on your investment when you install new garage doors.
Hey.
Who'd have thought? So they have this job cost average at $3,400.
Okay.
And value at sale, just under 34, and the cost recouped is 98.3%. After that, manufactured stone veneer on the outside of your house, they're calling this a mid-range remodel.
Okay.
If you put stone veneer on the outside of your house, the job cost is around $8,200. The value at sale is $7,900, and that's 97% return on that stone veneer. So I never would have thought of either of those. When I saw a garage door replacement, almost 100% return.
Were you shocked by that?
I was a little surprised. I thought garage door.
Well, because here's what you have to look at it. It's kind of become an extension of the front door.
Well, yeah, I guess.
And that's probably, but now windows has to be there somewhere, right?
Windows, window replacement, $19,000. Value at sale, $13,400. That's a 70% return on your investment if you put new windows in your house. 70% return.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Under the garage door replacement and stone veneer, deck edition, they average the price at $10,950, return $9,065, 82.8% return on your investment. So I think it's important for people who are looking to sell their house. You know me, I'm always about doing the least amount of work that you absolutely have to, but it has to be the right work. So if you have hunter green walls, you want to neutralize those. And painting is really, when you're looking at these cost to value, painting is the cheapest thing you can do to freshen up your house.
And it works.
Right. Minor kitchen remodel, they have that estimated at $21,000 and an 81% return on your investment if you do a minor kitchen remodel. And they do this by a 200 square foot kitchen with 30 linear feet of cabinetry and countertops. So if you replace the laminate countertops and install mid-priced sink and faucet, repaint your trim, add wall covering, and replace resilient flooring, they're saying that average cost to do that, that's just a mid-range minor remodel, $21,000.
Let me just jump in here and say this, and you can correct me obviously if I'm wrong because you're there every day. You know, a lot of people will go look at a house and say, that's okay, we'll redo the kitchen, we'll redo the bathroom. my opinion is try to find what you like and that you can live with for a while, because I don't think people realize the average ticket, meaning price, to remodel a kitchen and a bathroom, two of the more expensive projects that I don't think you realize, and I've seen very smart people who know home improvement get upended on the wrong side when they go into those projects.
Yes, and kitchens, well, we all know kitchens sell houses, but kitchens can be really super expensive.
Yeah.
From flooring to cabinetry, and then you have your granite, your marble countertops, and poured concrete, and there's all kinds of different products you can spend a ton of money on. But you're right, especially if you're looking for your first house, you're not going to get everything that you want in a first house. And I usually try to say, if you get 95% of what you're looking for in your first house, and you can make your own improvements as you go along, it's kind of making that house your own when you put things into it. And maybe you update a powder room, or put new flooring down, or replace your lighting fixtures. Those are all things you can do over time. And of course, once you get into the bigger budget houses, they are really done well.
And to the young couples in the audience, because this is the month that many people will be exchanging vows and getting married.
A lot of newlyweds.
And getting married. Is there an echo in here? No, but more than once, okay? Well, people will get married, Chris like that. And they, you know, they think, we have to have it all. Let's go out and build our dream home. Now you can tell on Father's Day why I'm reverting back to sound more like my father than I was, by saying, get whatever you want, kids, okay? It's more about getting into something and beginning equity as opposed to having it all. You have to have something to dream for, to strive for, and you just can't have it all in the beginning. And I think if more young people would realize that, 10 years down the road, 15 years down the road, their portfolio not only is going to be a whole lot better, but they're going to be a lot better mentally because of the less stress that they're going to have by taking on something that they really can't afford.
I totally agree. I totally agree. I always encourage my first timers to be very conservative with what they're looking for and how much they want to spend, and to keep their housing budget really comfortable. Don't overextend yourself. You're probably new in a job, or just in a couple years into a position after college, and all of it, buying a house and getting married, it's super exciting and super fun and super stressful. But when you're looking to buy a house, I want you to buy something that's comfortable and affordable, that you can fix up and make your own. And in 5-7 years, when you decide, you know, we have better jobs, we have more money in the bank, we have equity in our old house, let's buy a bigger house.
And you have to also understand this. You're going to eventually want something to grow into as a family, as a parent, as a grandparent. So guess what? Rome wasn't built in a day.
That's right. Take your time and stay under budget, or stay close to your budget. Don't go over your budget.
You think millennials are as conservative as we were? No.
Yes.
Are they?
I think so.
But do they take a shorter period of time to find what they want? Do they know going in more than we did? Because at that age, I could have looked at 10 houses and still went, I think it's 3. No, it's 2. No, it's 1.
My clients really, I find my clients really do their research, especially the younger ones. They do their research, they do their homework, they have a lot of questions, and they want to be very well informed about what's happening, where the market's going, what can they expect in 5 years, 10 years. You know, and that's hard for anybody.
See, this is great content, because this really kind of spills over to every generation, from our generation to, well, my generation to your generation, okay? There's a little bit of a difference there. And also down to, you know, Generation X, and of course YZ, and the millennials. What are the millennials, what's their big value, big ticket item? What are they looking for in their house? What do they want? Because, you know, it was the kitchen, it was the living room, then it became the man cave, then it became the deck, the outdoor living. I mean,
well,
what is it?
I think it varies from person to person and personal taste.
Right.
But they are more concerned about our environment.
Right.
High efficiency, green features of the house. A lot of my millennials like to have a place to garden.
Really?
Yeah. They want to have their own gardens. Uh-huh.
You mean like 24, 25-year-olds are gardening?
Yes.
Wow,
They
that's
want to
kind
grow
of
their
cool.
own vegetables and yes. Yes.
That's kind of cool.
I have a handful of them that...
I'll be honest with you, I wouldn't have been thinking about gardening at 24, 25.
I wouldn't either. I wouldn't think about gardening now.
That's because I do it for her.
I supervise the gardening.
Yeah. Listen, I pulled 2 weeds off the front porch the other day and got poison ivy.
Right.
So that just goes
That
to
would
show.
be me, Rob.
Right,
That
that
would be
just
me.
goes to show. And listen, we are going to take a break here, and I'd love to hear from you. So, you know, what room is it that you really find the most attractive, and the reason why you bought your house, you want to buy a house? I mean, it really is a broad spectrum when you think about it. Everybody, just like clothing, like food, like fine wine, everybody has different tastes.
Everybody has different tastes. Everybody wants something different. And I have a really, really wide range of what people are looking for.
I really always wanted a big kitchen. Don't ask me why. With the island, you know, I just in a chair that guys like me could sit in and be comfortable, as opposed to a dollhouse chair when you go to, you visit the neighbor. I just, the kitchen has always been such a place of warmth to me. Maybe going back to my childhood, I don't know, but I've always thought the kitchen, and I love the expression and what people are doing now with their homes when it comes to the kitchen, because let's face it, kitchen, bathroom, still the most heavily trafficked pattern places.
Yes, we're also going to talk about curb appeal before the hour's over.
You just can't let that go,
I
can you?
can't.
Okay. All right, listen, please stay with us, and if you want to call her directly, 412-628-8286. We really enjoying our time, as always, with Lauren Klein, Pittsburgh Property Diva, Pittsburgh Beautiful, her husband, Chris Klein. She, of course, from Coldwell Banker, Murraysville. Her number, direct dials, 412-628-8286, 412-628-8286. Next hour, I get back into open talk, and remember what your father told you. I'm going to explain, all coming up in the 9 o'clock hour. Guys from True Value, Andy and Mike. And then, of course, we head out to the Pleasant Hills office of AAA Central for their grand reopening. And then Dr. Michael Vactor, his all-natural weight loss program, continuing to sweep the country. You can find out more at drvactor.com. Ladies and gentlemen, please stay with us. This is your Saturday morning Pittsburgh Property Diva, KDKA Radio. Good morning.
Loan expert today.
I like
Not paying
10.
commission and only have your best interest
4.
in mind. So get those.
HMFC.
At least we got new chairs. You know what I'm saying?
I did. Brock told me as soon as I came in there. Actually, I mean, it's really tall.
Yeah, it is. I know.
And I was trying to mess with it, and then I thought I broke it.
Oh.
I'll leave it be. I did. I was yanking on
I'll
the
be
side.
honest with you. I'm so glad that I would not want to be start over again with kids.
No, Chris's are still little, but
Yeah.
and I took the boys to the zoo over Memorial Day weekend, and my one stepson, the older one, Cash, said to me, "Hey, you want to ride the tram? You know, this buggy, it's like a train that goes through the zoo." He said, I want to ride that tram so bad. I said, oh, okay, fine, we'll get tickets and I'll sit on the tram. That's way easier than walking through the zoo. We're sitting there waiting for the tram to start, and he said, hey, do you think LeBron James is going to drive our tram? I said, I don't think so.
Where'd that come from?
I have no idea.
He has some.
I have no idea.
I never know if
LeBron
his.
James drive the tram at the Pittsburgh Zoo.
Yeah, I never know if his questions are serious or not.
He was serious.
Yeah, it's very possible.
And then Cannon started cracking up.
How's Erin doing?
Excellent. She passed her test. She's going to get her license next week.
Attorney Rudy Giuliani
Yeah.
says
Uh-oh.
that investigation is still ongoing. Reserves the right to do so when it's done. CBS
Coldwell Banker just put another house up for sale on Atlantic Avenue, and I bet it's $300,000.
Really?
Yeah, it just went up. Nice little house.
He could be pardoned and never have to spend a day in jail. So in any
Atlantic Avenue, is that in Beaver?
Monaca.
Monaca.
Yeah,
Likely to spend the rest of your
Monaca.
life in jail. But for Manafort, that's not necessarily true.
He's awaiting trial on various
I
charges.
think we should go down to Beaver and walk around.
Okay.
Just the
We could go see Nancy.
Who's Nancy?
Nancy Rossi. She's a friend of mine. She's the real estate agent for Remax Select.
Did she sell furniture for a long time?
No, I think she was a flight attendant.
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah. Yeah, she worked for the airline.
How old is she?
Maybe 55.
Is she really 55?
I don't know her.
55, maybe.
Yeah. Huh, I don't know. I think she's in her 50s, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we drove through Beaver that night that we went out to Ohio to film that video with Rob.
Yeah.
That's a nice little town.
Yeah, you know, I was really, I probably haven't been in Beaver driving through the main drag in 10 years.
You know,
So it's really nice.
If I could live anywhere, I would live there. There was a time I could have lived there in a heartbeat, but now I couldn't. But it's a.
Well, where's Monaca in relation to Beaver?
Monaca is on the other side of the river.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I love Monaca. It's more my type of people. But, you know, when you have kids, you're always, but now they're kind of, like my daughter, the night she came in, I went to the old house and I went in. I said, I'm going to be here by myself. Well, I said, that's kind of cool. I sat down. Next thing you know, Eva came in and 3 boys came in behind her and I just went, yeah. Like DNA, man.
Yeah, we've had that.
I know, and I just let it go. I don't care. What are you going to do? She knows what she's doing.
Yeah, right.
I know. But can I tell you something? I can't stop anything anymore, guys.
No, yeah, that's
You just hope and pray, you know. Her mother's really solid though. She knows what she's doing.
Yeah,
That's a good thing.
Yeah, she's a good mom.
That's definitely a good thing.
Good boyfriend, good mom, good people. I'd like to just visit. It's too tiring to think of what it would be like. 20. I don't think I have that edge anymore.
Yeah,
I've gotten used to living on my own.
Easy.
No,
It
it's
isn't
sad.
easy.
I used to really love it, all of that, but now I'm intimidated by it all.
Are we in after this?
Yeah. Let's go live. Okay, so what were you saying there?
I was just saying before we started into our next segment, I met with a lady this week. Her name is Rosemary. Good morning, Rosemary. Sweetest lady ever. She called me to come out and take a look at her house on 4 acres. Really, really cool.
Where at?
It's
Don't give the address.
No, it's in Jeanette. It's in Penn Trafford School District.
Nice.
But this house on 4 acres is so charming and so cool. But she said that she's your biggest fan. So I wanted to let you know, she listens to you, and she's probably listening to us right now. So good morning, Rosemary.
Rosemary, I'll cut grass for food. So I'll come out. You know, isn't it nice, though, to meet people like that?
I love it. I love it.
Listen, the other day I went to the Greek Food Festival out of Clifton, did all these videos. No, didn't even get a free grape leaf out of it, did nothing other than I love the Greek people of Beaver County. I love all ethnicities, I love the Serbs, I love everyone. So if I get a chance to pop in, I do. And what I love doing the most is meeting people that have been there forever. And I met a lady who'd been doing it since 1976. She was the reason why it started. And she was just so happy to see me because she loves KDKA radio. And as much as it was work after a long day, and there was nothing to gain than a lot of goodwill, she made my night.
See? Doesn't that feel good?
It does.
I love that.
But I should have taken some grape leaf.
You should have gotten something.
Yeah, or some ouzo,
Yeah,
something. Oh,
something.
you know. But listen, I want to talk more about remodeling homes. And you know, back in the 70s when you were in kindergarten, I was an adult to the point. She's not even saying, "What would you mean by that?" Because she was in kindergarten.
It's true. I was in kindergarten.
Well, the thing, people were really remodeling their homes at a huge rate. I mean, because what was happening, steel mills were starting to close. People were trying to conserve money. Instead of like buying up, this was the house they were going to retire in. The family was growing, so they had to find more living space.
Right.
Do you think the remodeling business is as big now, maybe for another reason?
No, I think
or people are just buying another home?
I think people are, well, aside from the cost of doing a big addition, the hassle that goes along with it. Your house is a wreck, you know, while you're trying to live there, and you're adding on, and you have construction workers coming in and out, and it's a lot of chaos. I think aside from the cost, I think the hassle, you know, they're equal. And it's often not worth it to put an addition on your house, especially if it's an older house. Put an addition on and then want to move out right away. You're not going to enjoy it. It's going to be a lot of work. It's expensive.
And nobody likes to be in a house when they're blowing up the kitchen.
No. And blowing out walls, and you know, it's very messy, and some people just aren't up for that. I'm one of them. I like things in order.
Let me ask you your professional opinion about something else, and I mean this, okay? So I'm talking to a buddy of mine the other day, Frank Strano, has a hardware company, talking about Bechtel Corporation, Shell, that whole thing, how it's benefiting his business, and he's seeing a lot of good things. And here's a guy who's always been spot on with his opinion with me. I mean, good, bad, or indifferent, he always told me the way it is. Good friend of Andy Amrine's, we've known him forever. What I was thinking since I talked to him, my brain never stops, okay? I started thinking about all these construction workers that are staying in hotels, renting rooms, renting houses. Is it possible to say that after 4 to 5 years of, say, 6,000 workers in an area that maybe, say, 3,000 aren't from there, that they could be there so much, could either fall in love or fall in love with the area to where they end up making that their home?
Oh, yes. I definitely think so. And we have a shortage across the country of skilled laborers. I brought another magazine with me.
That is true.
This is my Realtor magazine. So people want to build houses, okay?
Right.
And these builders want to build houses because that's how they make money. But finding good, skilled, qualified contractors is really hard.
Listen, what's happened in the home construction business? We had a huge ebb and then a flow that kind of went out with the tide. So do you think it's been really never rebounded since then?
No, I think it's definitely on the rebound. I have so many new developments coming in, and so much more land being purchased and developed for new housing because people love new construction.
Right.
Even though the costs are higher than to buy, you know, a house that's 20 years old or 40 years old. And some people like those older houses. They like the charm, but for the people who want new, they don't want to move into somebody else's problems. New construction is the way to go if it's affordable for you. But these guys can't build the houses fast enough because they don't have enough skilled laborers. And I mean, it's labor intensive, and some people don't. They don't want to get up and
you know, custom building is a lot different than cookie cutter building. When you're building a modular home as opposed to a custom home, there's some real artwork that goes into it, and a true gift to where you just can't pick up a bandsaw and go to work.
Right. You have to know what you're doing because all of those pieces put together make somebody's house, and it has to not only be beautiful, but it has to function properly. So
Even if you look at new home construction and subdivisions, the houses aren't all the same.
no, they're making them different, and they won't allow so many this kind of fronts on X number of houses. You know, so they want them to be varied, and they want them to have some character and some charm, even though the floor plans are often really similar. But it does give a nice feel to those neighborhoods that where the houses are more affordable and you can buy new construction, but still have something really beautiful.
How hard is it, because people are so educated now because of what they can do with the internet, to really find a home for people today because they're so specific in what they want? Can that be frustrating and equally rewarding once you pull it off, and you pull it off more times than not?
It's not frustrating. It's a process, and I go into it thinking, you know, knowing that everybody is different, and really buying houses, I've said this for years, is really about your heart. You have to feel it. But at first, I want to make sure you can afford it before you feel it. I don't want to take you to houses that you can't afford. So sometimes narrowing down a budget that works and will get you most of what you want.
Have you actually talked people out of doing a deal that would have benefited you because of the commission, but it would have crippled them financially?
Absolutely. That's my job.
Wow.
That's what I do, yes. And if it's a bad decision, if it's a bad investment and they ask my opinion, yeah, absolutely, I'm going to give it to you. But if they really love it and that's what they want, people will do what they want at the end of the day. They will.
If they're headstrong enough.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right.
All right, listen, we're going to come back. We're going to kind of forge ahead and take a peek into what's going to be happening the rest of the summer heading into the fall, and kind of give you an opportunity, once again, if you have any questions, you're thinking about selling, buying, whatever, you need something answered, it's a free phone call. It's free advice from the Pittsburgh Property Diva, Coldwell Banker, Murraysville. The number is 866-391-1020. We have lines open, first come, first serve. You can text me on the Right Automotive line, the best deal in town, or reach me at Dollar Bank Instant Access, KDKRadio.com. And I love it.
Yeah. overwhelming for a lot of people, but they're so excited that it outweighs the
Oh,
overwhelming.
definitely.
And when we lived in our townhouse,
That's what I'm going to eventually move in.
while the house was being built, wasn't that the easiest, honey?
But can you live in one of them to where you feel like you're in your home?
Yeah.
Because I just sometimes with people stacked on top and
I loved it. All you did was pull in your driveway. You could decorate your we had a big deck, so we could like put our furniture out on the deck and plants and stuff. Every Friday, those guys would show up and jump off a truck and mow the lawn.
see, I want to be.
Oh yeah, that was great.
Trim all the shrubs.
I know.
Put the mulch down.
Yeah, Chris, you just don't want to do that anymore, do you, bud?
He said just yesterday, he said he's not ready to not do it. So he
That's
likes
good. That's
Yeah.
good.
Pittsburgh
And his garden.
This is
He loves his
Pittsburgh
garden.
Works. I'm the voice of Pittsburgh.
All right, we're back. Pittsburgh Property Diva, 412-628-8286. Lauren Klein, Coldwell Banker, Murraysville. Her husband Chris Klein, of course, Pittsburgh Beautiful. Love what he does. We've been talking cost versus value. And I think I brought up a very valid point. When you're looking to buy something that you can live with as far as two areas that can be very cost expensive as far as when it comes to remodeling, kitchen and bath. And you just quoted some prices to me.
I did. I have an upscale major remodel price for a kitchen that's 200 square feet for $125,000.
That's a lot of kitchen.
Ooh-wee. Mid-range major remodel, $63,000. So building, the products are more expensive, the labor is more expensive, everything's more expensive, but a fabulous kitchen does go a long way in a house.
Well, being that Father's Day is here, and I'm going to be talking about this next hour, you kind of gave me some great incentive to her. If I just told my dad I paid $125,000 kitchen, first off, he would have said a few things that, believe me, folks, that'll make the hair on the back of your neck stand up, I would say right now. But he would say, I could have bought 3 houses for that.
Right.
That's, no matter what kind of money you have.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, can you still get a house today for $125,000?
Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
Good.
Yep.
That's good to know.
Yeah, you can. I promise.
Okay. All right. All right.
So let me just give you a couple other cost versus value averages here for anybody that's looking to sell their house in the next year or so, and you have some a project list. You're going to get the most return on your garage door replacement. I think sometimes the front door replacement is really, really helpful, and it goes a long way for your curb appeal, which I am big on. And make sure your first impression is the outside of your house. Anytime somebody is looking for a new one, they pull up to the front of your house. So you want the front of your house to really shine. Your yard, your landscaping, your deck, all of that stuff, you want it to be in good order. So and if you have a front door that's kind of falling apart or not looking so fabulous and you can't paint it, get a new front door. I think that's a good investment, and it's not on this list, but it's on mine.
Well, you listen. My money's on you. I mean, it is. I mean, it's like wearing blue eyeshadow as opposed to, you know. I mean, come on. You got to know what you're doing.
I don't want anybody to over improve to the point where they're losing money on their house.
No.
But there are a lot of cheap and easy things that you can do that are labor
So
intensive.
who do you talk to about that? I
You
mean,
talk to a real estate agent.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You call somebody who knows what they're talking about, that can guide you in the right direction, and you say, well, you know what, right now I don't want to sell, but in 2019 that's my goal, and what do I do from now until then to make sure I'm getting the most bang for my buck when I put this house on the market in the spring, which is February. So, you know, I do that all year round. I get people on kind of a schedule to make improvements and meet their municipal requirements before they're excited and ready to list, so that they're all organized and everything's planned out, and everything that can be done to make that house really shine has been done. And you don't have to do it in 3 days. You could take your time and do it over 6 months.
So you're telling me,
easier.
are you telling me, Pittsburgh Property Diva, if you want to sell in the spring market of 2019, you should be planning now?
Yes. Start clean. If you're smart and you don't want to be completely overwhelmed, you want to take a couple hours here, a couple hours there, a weekend, you know, maybe have a couple days off in the middle of the week, and tackle each room one at a time, pack up stuff you don't use, you don't need. I've only been in my house for 4 years. I can't tell you the amount of crap that I've accumulated. I can't wait to clean it out. It just happens.
How does that happen?
I don't know. It just happens. It drives me crazy. But we have a whole storage room that I haven't looked at since we moved in that needs completely cleaned out. So if I were going to list my house in the spring market of 2019, I would start working on it now. So I didn't drive myself into the ground at Christmas time.
Let's put it this way. If you have a pet in your garage that you didn't know you had, it's time to clean out the garage.
Time to clean it out. That's right. And even in
Is there anybody you can go to get that done? A professional service? Hey, pickupmytrash.com, whatever. I mean,
I have a cleaning girl that owns a company. She's Pittsburgh based, born and raised in Pittsburgh.
well, she'd be an interesting guest.
I might have her come in with me. She's a neat girl. She owns her own company. She lives in Squirrel Hill, and she is a professional organizer.
You know, that might be
cleaner.
that could be a whole nother reality show.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, one man's trash, another man's treasure.
Yeah.
I mean, people don't realize stuff accumulates, but everybody's got that mindset, and I'm one of them. Get rid of everything.
Yeah, and then you have other people who say, I might need that.
Right, right.
And
That's
there's
usually,
going to be some kind of happy medium.
well, that's what you usually say about your kids. So the middle one, I might need that one.
I might need that one.
Keep the middle one, okay? But no, honestly, because I've thought, like, I'll go to the old place and there's a few little things that are left over, and oh, you got to keep them for the kids. You got to keep them for the kids, and
They don't want it.
no,
They don't want it.
no, they
No.
don't. They don't, because
No.
it's like, I don't want your trash.
No, no. And sometimes people need to have a house sale to kind of clean things out, start over. But I have tons of resources, people that I count on to help me make my job easier, including, and I cannot end the hour without congratulating my right hand, Erin Moyo. She passed her test. She's going to get her license next week, and I couldn't be more proud. She was super stressed out about it, but she did it, and she knows how much I appreciate her. So
you're going to be like a dynamic duo now?
yes, we are. Yep. Yeah, I couldn't do it without her. She got me all organized and smooth sailing.
Is it nice to be organized?
Oh, it's so nice to be organized. She runs a real tight ship.
Really?
Yeah, she's super bossy. Super bossy.
Is she?
Uh-huh.
It works.
Oh, yeah.
It works, yeah.
Woo, yeah.
Well, that's just, you know.
She gets in her bossy chair and
But
look
you know-
out. She gets him too.
But in crunch time, when somebody needs to know and the sale is on the line, it's nice to be able to go to file drawer number 2.
That's right.
As
And
oppo-
know where things are.
As opposed to just talking to you, find the answer. You know what I mean?
Right.
I know, so that's a good thing.
She runs a tight ship, so yes.
We have got 2 minutes left in the program, so I'm going to give you the final 2 to talk cost versus value, why it's so important, and let me remind you, it's extremely important if you're thinking of doing something in the way of real estate that you get a hold of Lauren Klein. Resume speaks for itself. She's an incredible talent. 412-628-8286, Lauren.
Well, I think anytime you're making a major improvement on your house, you want to look at obviously how much it's going to cost and how long are you going to be able to enjoy it. I always want my clients, if they're making a major improvement, I want them to have some time to enjoy that improvement. But there are lots of really affordable, easy things you can do that don't involve, you know, $10,000 and $20,000 projects. But of course, if your roof needs replaced, NASCO Roofing, you could always call them, and windows. Those sorts of functional, really important things, HVAC, make sure those are in good order, and we can always talk about home warranties and things like that. But I think anytime you're doing a project, make sure that it is affordable and that you will have time to enjoy it.
Yeah, Jack.
Go ahead, jump in. And what are you going to say, Chris?
Oh, I just wanted to. I'm all out of sorts here.
Okay, spit it out.
I just wanted to mention that we're going to be down at the mall at Robinson on the Yajagoff podcast.
Oh yeah, we'll be on the podcast
at
today at 10:30.
Nice.
Down at the mall at Robinson.
And that'll be live on Facebook as well.
Oh, good.
The Diva is in demand.
Listen,
Oh,
and
well-
I've never met 2 more bigger jagoffs than the both of you.
Oh, that was so good.
I won the bet. We bet that we couldn't get robbed. That she thought I couldn't get you to say
There you
jagoff.
go. Hey.
I've heard you say that before.
So, it's all good.
All right, you jagoff.
All right, right back at you. All right, listen, it's time that we exit stage left until another day. So.
Happy Father's Day, Rob.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Happy Father's Day.
I still
Happy
think-
Father's Day, Chris.
I still think of
Thank
myself as like 18 going, maybe someday.
Yeah, well, that's some days here.
I know.
Happy Father's Day.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stay tuned because the news at 9 is coming up next. And then you and I have an hour to talk about a number of things, including Your Dad Said So, next on KDKA Radio. Good morning.
The preceding was
Hi,
paid for
everybody.
by Property Divas, LLC.
We'll see you next month.
Okay.
Yep. We'll be here. I have lots of